So we got a guest today. This is Devin.
Hey.
He is the guy that created the beer that Club Geek has on tap, the first beer on tap. We want to introduce the beer, then maybe we'll do a couple questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So this, well, first we'll start with the name. This is our DIY Stout, so do it yourself. The idea was behind our brewery that we've been working on for 3 years, 2.5 years.
So a long way coming.
Yeah, long way coming. We did like all of the building, renovations, if you will, kind of tearing things out and putting things back in. So all that was done by us.
Awesome.
All the things that we could do within the scope of city limits and city laws and whatnot. But, so we called it DIY Stout. So it's do-it-yourself stout. That's the idea behind the beers. You put all the synergy into it and just do it yourself. So it's an oatmeal stout. Many oatmeal stouts are of English origin, and we thought we would try and capture that in this beer itself. So everything from the yeast to the grain, the hops, everything is of English origin, except the water. That's that's the St. Joe.
St. Joe water, love it.
St. Joe's finest.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we took. So the base malt is a malt called Maris Otter, and it's known for its rich, nutty profile. It's a smooth malt as well, but even on top of that, you've got some other kind of adjunct malt. Well, not adjunct malts, but like complementary malts or the specialty malts, if you will. One of them not necessarily being a malt, but oatmeal. The beer being an oatmeal stout. So that really brings forth a kind of a velvety feel, silkiness. Mouthfeel is really dependent upon that oatmeal for this beer specifically. So, good.
Well, I was just saying, Zach, do you have anything you want to ask?
Well, yeah. So one thing, first of all, I really enjoy this stout. So well done there. Yeah. Cheers. I'll take a little sip refresher here. One of the things I really enjoy about this stout is I'm not a big coffee drinker, and I don't get that heavy coffee overtone, but I get still the roastiness and some of that sweetness, which I think, as you explained, is from the malt. From that stout, did you guys have to play around with a bunch of different malts or grains to try and find that line between too much coffee or not enough sweetness? I guess, how do you taste test your malts when you brew a beer?
So two points to that. Number one, we I think we had 4 kegs that before we finally decided on this style, this particular recipe, this grain bill being the one that we were going to use on our big system. So, and the day we tried it, we were wanting to do the stout for on a large scale, and after we tried it, we went and ordered the grains that day, or all the ingredients that day.
And you had the perfect combination.
So to answer your question, one, it was many different test batches, and two, I think a lot of brewers will put coffee into the beer, and that's not necessarily what we're going for this one. We do have ideas of a coffee stout or a brunch stout in the works, something that we're hoping to roll out soon, but we wanted to kind of give this its time to shine. But so the coffee and the barley will go through a similar process, roasting each one. So it's a certain time, a certain temperature to kind of give it that flavor. It comes from something called the Maillard reaction. So that and caramelization, when you caramelize the sugars inside the husk. Well, that's kind of sweetness, but the roastiness would be from the Maillard reaction. Same thing that the coffee beans will undergo. So
That's science.
that's science, yeah.
I have a question. Since this is a geek bar, what's your favorite superhero?
Oh my gosh. I could go on for days and talk about. Okay, so I grew up. I was really into like Marvel comics when I was in 6th grade. Was kind of like the pinnacle, but I still am like a little kid when the Marvel movies come to theater. I have every single one that Marvel's done, and many except Green Lantern. Apparently that one wasn't good.
Oh, well,
that's the only one I don't have. But I have.
That's a DC, but oh my gosh.
He has a Green Lantern tattoo on his forearm.
I do.
Hey, I'm not saying the movie was bad or the Green Lantern's bad. I just heard the movie had poor reviews.
Yeah, the movie was terrible.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds couldn't save it, but
But in all the DC movies except for so I guess I should change that statement. I have all Marvel movies, all the DC movies except Green Lantern. But I want to get it. I want to watch it.
You can probably find it in a garage sale bin somewhere online.
Yeah, I'd say it's
all right. So to answer your question, when I was younger, Gambit was my favorite.
Damn, I like that.
Yeah, Gambit was my
He was
favorite.
one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And then, but when you have like real life people playing these superheroes from your youth or from your childhood, it's like I'd have to say Wolverine is.
I think
I think it's kind of
Yeah.
a cliche answer that's like everyone's go-to, but.
I mean, his last movie, I cried. I know we're getting off subject, but I cried when he died. Spoilers. What about your favorite supervillain? Because everyone's got to love supervillain.
Favorite supervillain. Who's that?
Me.
Okay, supervillain would be. Man. I think it's kind of a canned answer, the expected answer, but Magneto, like.
What was it? Heavy X-Men fan.
Yeah, X-Men was really like
Yeah.
what it was. However, getting into. I don't know, maybe Apocalypse. Well, again, X-Men.
Another X-Men.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah, so all X-Men.
So, super fan of the cartoon, of the 95 cartoon. Okay, Bridget's giving me the eyes to wrap it up. So, I want to thank you for coming in and explaining the beer.
Absolutely.
It is our first beer on tap down here at Club Geek, so come down, try it out. It's very refreshing. I know it's a stout, but goddamn is it delicious and refreshing. So, thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, thanks again. I think this stout is fantastic. They actually had the tapping last week, and they blew through a whole keg in 2 days. That should tell you how amazing
It's like 10 hours of you guys.
this keg is. I mean, that's not something that happens every day. And I look forward to hopefully doing a video to announce all your guys' upcoming beers. I can't wait to see what you guys do next.
We were very pleased and really excited about the response you guys had, and we hope to be able to continue making good beer for you guys that you can blow through in 10 hours. So.
Yes.
So then Curtis knows it's blowing. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.